Okay, sorry about that. Well, actually, sorry, not sorry. Hi everyone. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much and welcome back. My name is Leïla, and on this channel I talk about personal development and my life here in Seoul, South Korea. And as you can see from the title, and as you can see from the fact that I'm super hyper and doing this video standing up for the very first time, I have found a job in Korea and got a E7 visa. So I want to go ahead and tell you all about it. So if you're curious, keep on watching. Alright, so in this video, these are the things that we are going to discuss. Number one, I will talk about my background. Number two, I will talk about the job and how I got it. Number three, I will talk about the documents that I had to provide. And number four, I will talk about the timeline. Now, two things to keep in mind. Number one, in order not to make this video too long, I put a link in the description box that's going to tell you more about what an E7 visa is in Korea. And number two, I am going to keep some aspect of the situation super vague in order to protect my privacy, obviously. So let's go. All right, so let's move on to the first topic, which is background, my background and the company's background. So my education was completed in America. All my work experience was also in America. So I have an associate degree in business administration. My bachelor degree was in finance, and I have a project management certificate. My 9 years of experience was in sales and in marketing, selling and promoting services and products. As far as the company here in Korea, it is a digital marketing company. They are specialized in storytelling, branding, and social media. All right, so let's move on to the second topic, which is how did I get the job? So a friend of mine actually recommended me for the job. And believe it or not, at first I said no. No, because I was unsure of my Korean skills. And I said, you know what, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm sorry, I can't. And she said, well, people in the company do speak English somehow. Just go give it a try and see how things turn out. And honestly, if she hadn't insisted, I don't think I would have gone for it, but I did, and I'm so grateful. So the rest, like they say, is history, right? So I submitted my resume, I went for the interview. It was with the director and the manager, and the interview was in Korean, and it went very well. And to seal the deal, I actually did something that I would recommend you do, you know, if the situation arises, is I asked them on the spot to give me an assignment, and they were completely shocked. So to me, this whole assignment thing was a complete win-win situation, because I wanted to show them how competent I was. And I also wanted to see what kind of project the company was working on so that I would have an idea. So in order to have that information and to prove my worth, asking for an assignment to me sounded like the perfect thing to do. And they were surprised. She was like, oh, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, sure, give it to me. So the interview was on a Friday. I took the assignment on a Friday. They emailed it to me and I sent it back. And believe it or not, on Monday, I had a job offer and the company was willing to sponsor my visa. So that's how you do it, people. This is my free tip to you. Okay, but more seriously, the lawyer took care of everything. I did not have to go to immigration at all. And so the director was the link between me and the lawyer. So whenever the lawyer needed something, she will tell me and I would provide that document. So let's move on to what I had to give them. Obviously, my passport and my alien registration card. I gave them my official lease. So the government wanted to know where I lived. I had to give an apostille of my diploma. So basically just a copy of it did not cut it. They wanted, I guess, my university to confirm or whatever. So it's called apostille. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. My resume in Korean and my resume in English. I had to also provide a letter from my previous employer in America stating that yes, I was an employee at that company, stating my position and stating what responsibilities I had, etc. Also, I had to provide a taxed document. So when you work in Korea, you pay taxes, and there's a document that shows that. So the government wanted to make sure that I was not working for a Korean company, and the best way for them to find that out was to see my tax document. So I had to go to the tax office. It was actually not even that hard. I knew the name of the document, so I went with a friend. And we just grabbed the document, filled it out, gave it to the woman. It took 5-10 minutes and we got the paperwork back. So that's Korea for you. So I had to give that tax document, and obviously it showed that I paid zero tax because I wasn't working for a Korean company at the time. And I also had to give my 𝙏𝙤𝙥 transcript because I told them that I was a student. I was a student at 𝙏𝙤𝙥 at the time I applied. So they wanted to see my transcript from 𝙏𝙤𝙥 as well. So yeah, as far as what the company gave, I don't know. I was not privy to that information. I can't tell you. The only thing I know for sure, because it's a document I had to sign, was the letter of employment stating that they would employ me, my position, my responsibilities, my salary, blah, blah, blah. So I signed that document. So that's the only thing I know as far as like what they gave. And yeah, oh, they paid the lawyer. So I did not have to pay the lawyer. So that was a good thing. I think it's a normal thing, right? But anyway, I did not pay him. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the process. How long did it take? So from the moment I got the job offer to the moment we submitted the application to immigration, it took about 3 months. So 3 months of back and forth document gathering. The thing that took the longest time was getting the diploma apostille. Okay, I think that's how you say it. It's not apostille, because apostille has something to do with academics. So apostille. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong, but to get the diploma apostille is what took the longest. It was a month and a half. And I think I'll blame COVID for that, I guess, whatever. So 3 months. And then from the moment we had all the documents and submitted the application to immigration to me having my status switch from D4 student to E7 worker, it took a month and 10 days. So overall, 4 months and a half. So keep that in mind if you want to go through the same process. Rumor has it, it is easier if you are already in Korea with a certain status to switch from that status to an E7 visa, as opposed to you being outside of Korea and seeking that kind of visa. It's going to be a bit more difficult. That's what I heard. So this following advice will be for people who are going to study at 𝙏𝙤𝙥 University or anywhere actually, any language school, and who wish to eventually switch to an E7 visa, because you need about 4 to 5 months for your application to process-ish. You have to make sure you have enough time. What I mean is, let's say you are at your last trimester at 𝙏𝙤𝙥 and you don't have any more money, okay? And you get a job offer mid-trimester. Unless your company submits everything prior to your visa expiring, you're going to be basically in trouble. It's not going to go through. As you know, if you do not renew a semester at 𝙏𝙤𝙥, you lose your visa and you have 14 days to leave the country, right? And what's going to happen is, if the company takes more time to submit the application and your visa expires, you're going to have to leave the country, and it's no longer going to be a simple D4 to E7. It's going to be now you being an overseas applicant, which might make the situation even more difficult. So long story short, just plan ahead. That way, if such a situation occurs, you will be able to sign up for another semester just to buy time. This is basically what I had to do. I had to buy time, so I signed up for another semester. So I had the money and I was already like prepared, blah, blah, blah. So it worked in my favor. So keep that in mind as well, because you might miss out on an opportunity if it comes kind of late for you and you are on the verge of leaving the country and you have this major opportunity that comes out of nowhere and you can't really size it because you're going to lose your status. Do you know what's remarkable about this whole thing is how easy everything felt? And every time I talk about this whole job story with people, they keep telling me how lucky I am. And I believe that I'm a very extremely lucky person. And that's because to me, luck is basically opportunities that meet preparation. Because think about it, you can have all the opportunities in the world. If you are not prepared, you're going to fail. Just like you can prepare as much and as hard as you can, if you don't have any opportunities, you're not going to break through. So when I look back at my situation, yes, it is easy for a friend to recommend me when she trusts me, when she knows about my background, when she knows about how serious I am with, staying in Korea, living in Korea, and when she knows that I'm looking for a job. But it also helped that when I first met her in 2015 here in Korea, she was my Airbnb host. We became friends, and for over 5 years when I was in the US, I kept in touch with her and I helped her also. She was working on an app with the goodness of my heart, not knowing that eventually 5 years down the road, she would be my breakthrough, right? Because you never know who you meet in your life. So be kind to people and be genuine towards people, because they can be your breakthrough down the road. And yes, it is easy for a company to hire me, but what was not easy was all those 9 years of experience, me working super hard to be who I am today with all the knowledge and the expertise that I have and blah, blah, blah. You also have to take that into consideration, the fact that I differentiated myself during the interview process. So it all sounds easy, but there's always hard work behind it. Last but not least, it is easy for a company like that to hire me because I slaved myself for over a year at Sogang University learning Korean, right? Without that, I wouldn't have had this opportunity. So again, it looks easy, but there's hard work behind it. So I guess what I'm just trying to stress out is that if you work hard, if you are strategic, and if you are a good planner, you're going to struggle. You're going to work very hard to a point where when you reach a certain peak, you will slide so easily, it'll feel like no work at all. Why? Because you put in the work before. Now you're just reaping the benefits. I do want to mention that there is something extremely valuable that I've learned throughout this experience. It's the art of letting go. Letting go as in you've done everything you humanly can, and now it's completely out of your hand, and you have to let the universe decide the course of action. The truth is, a company's willingness to sponsor you is not enough. Immigration has to say yes. There are people who have gotten their application rejected. So I had to basically for 4 months wait for immigration to tell me my fate in Korea. And that was stressing. And until I found it in me to just let go, which happened, I think, 2 months prior to me getting the answer. Until that point, I was a wreck. But then after that, a peace just overcame me. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you with the details. I did write about that. So if you're interested in reading about it, you can go on my blog, 87withlove.com. That's where I write about personal development. So go ahead and check it out. It's the latest article on the blog by the time this video is out. And yeah, so that was a very valuable lesson that I'm definitely going to take with me, because I'm pretty sure God will put me in those kind of situations over and over and over again in the years, months, of weeks to come. So that was a very valuable lesson that I learned. You know, generally speaking, I am very strategic and intentional when it comes to my goal, but I'm also a very spiritual person. So when I came here, I knew from the get-go that I was here to stay long term. And through my countless monologue with Seoul by the Han River or on top of mountains, I love to do that, I would just talk to her and tell her about my intention and tell her about, you know, what I wanted, what I wished for myself. And I said, you know, protect me and make sure I meet the right person, make sure, you know, opportunities come my way. And to see that she has delivered in such a powerful way, I'm just, why am I crying? I'm just very, very, very grateful, honestly. And it just proves to me that she loves me as much as I love her, and that she welcomes me here. And it's basically giving me permission to even like dream bigger, you know, and want better and bigger things for myself. And I am like highly motivated and highly grateful. And I can't wait to see what the future has to offer. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, I'm back. So to finish this video, I just wanted to tell you that your dreams are valid, and that you should pursue them wholeheartedly and seriously. And yeah, that's it. That's my message. So thank you for watching the video. I will see you in the next one, and until then, take very good care of yourselves. Bye.